The British charm offensive against Donald Trump continues, as no less than King Charles III himself just managed to humiliate Trump to his face as the world watched. Remember when I said the Brits know how to do comedy? The droll laughter continues. I'm David Reddish. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. And if you're not up to date on our reports concerning Trump's visit to the UK and how the British people are reacting, subscribe to our channel and check out our other videos. We return now to that visit, which has seen the Brits roll out a massive welcome to Trump for his unprecedented second state visit to the United Kingdom. Celebrations included a military flyover, parade, and carriage ride outside Windsor Castle. Oh, how romantic. They also included protests.
Just as President Trump stepped back onto British soil, protesters beamed his photo with the late convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein onto Windsor Castle, where the president will be feted today. It was prelude to the mass demonstration in London today by UK-based activist group the Stop Trump Coalition.
We feel disgusted, we feel humiliated.
Seema Sayeeda is its spokesperson.
Why protest Trump's visit?
So that we can show that there's mass resistance to Trump's politics and Starmer's humiliating appeasement of Trump.
Yeah, not everyone in the UK is happy to see Trump, and apparently, for all his charm and hospitality, that includes no less than the king himself. Check out this excerpt of a speech he gave last night opposite Trump at a state dinner. Also, note how miserable and bored Trump looks as his face continues to sag. And pay close attention to King Charles's words. There's a knife buried in there.
Our countries have the closest defense, security, and intelligence relationship ever known. In 2 world wars, we fought together to defeat the forces of tyranny. Today, as tyranny once again threatens Europe, we and our allies stand together in support of Ukraine to deter aggression and secure peace. And our AUKUS submarine partnership with Australia sets the benchmark for innovative and vital collaboration.
So first of all, can we talk about how Trump looks like the love child of a goblin and grumpy cat there? He's not doing well. And considering he looks more uncomfortable than King Charles, who is actually recovering from cancer treatment, that's telling. And the king, for all his gushing, also managed to severely troll Trump there. For one thing, he talks a lot about preserving the environment. In other words, that's a dig at Trump's climate change policies. But more importantly, the king also referred to another major failure on Trump's part. Here, I'll let CNN break this down.
And again, the major existential problems in terms of foreign policy, as we keep saying, are first and foremost for Europe, the land war in Europe that is being waged by President Putin with no regard for what President Trump says or anybody else in the NATO alliance says. He just keeps escalating until he gets pushed back firmly. And I think it was really important that at the state banquet, the king, who doesn't get into overt politics but can speak, he basically said in his speech, today, as tyranny once again threatens Europe, we and our allies stand together in support of Ukraine to deter aggression and secure peace. President Trump was seated there, he nodded, but we still, as everybody's saying, have to see the President of the United States using the leverage that only the United States has, only the President of the United States has, to affect these wars in Ukraine and, of course, in the Middle East. The President of the United States is the only human being on earth who can have leverage with Prime Minister Netanyahu. And the fact that he's not using that leverage is being, noticed by allies and analysts. I mean, they say that, this is a president who could do it, and it was alluded to in one question there, but so far hasn't exerted his influence. No matter and despite the horror of October 7th, nobody's diminishing that. In fact, those who say it would be just a reward for Hamas also, need to understand that, as Starmer said, Hamas does not want a two-state solution when it comes to the recognition of a Palestinian state, and it would diminish Hamas if there was a proper, globally accepted, globally policed political resolution to what's happening between Israel and the Palestinians. And yet, UNGA coming up, and the United States has denied visas to the only legitimately recognized by the US, by Israel, by the world community, Palestinian Authority. Mahmoud Abbas and his delegations are being banned. But there is, I understand, something in the works for them to address by some other means the UN General Assembly.
Yes, the king actually managed to point out Trump's failings and humiliate him in front of everyone by pointing out his lack of support for Ukraine and NATO, as well as his indifference to the ongoing genocide in Gaza. And yes, it is genocide. It fits the UN definition. But let's stay on track here. People, particularly on the left, criticized Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for not doing more to stop Israel's actions in Gaza, but Trump has even endorsed them, going so far as to pledge to build a Trump Tower there. Russia invaded Ukraine, a close ally of the US and UK, and Russia attacked Poland, a member of NATO. And Trump doesn't care. He's done nothing to pressure Russia and Vladimir Putin to withdraw from Ukraine, and he's actually excused the attack on Poland as a mistake. These are not minor infractions. They're cracks in the global order as overseen by the United States and her allies, and Donald Trump, the president, doesn't even care. And the fact is, he's probably too oblivious to even understand King Charles's ribbing there. Lord help us all. We'll keep you updated on Trump's ongoing UK visit as he meets with Prime Minister Keir Starmer, the ongoing conflicts in Gaza and Ukraine, and all other breaking stories in American politics. This is Occupy Democrats.